Hey guys, so like I said in my last video, my boss is back in town and that means a change of office. So for right now, I am recording in my car. Goal today is to do a little bit of a around town video, just kind of show you guys what I'm up to and what driving around town looks like. I decided to do this on a Sunday afternoon because I thought, oh man, nobody will be here on a Sunday afternoon and the roads will be really open and empty and I won't have to worry about other cars. And it turns out today is actually, I think, 12th grade graduation, which is a huge deal around here. So I'm not sure how easy it's going to be for me to drive. And I also think there's going to be a lot of dead space where I'm just focusing on driving and not on talking to you guys. So I apologize for that. I'm going to try and narrate as much as I can on the way through town so that you can see what I'm up to, what town is like, what is going on around here, and where things are around town. So I'm coming up on the traffic circle right now, which is kind of the start of coming into town. I'm going to pull over really quick and turn the camera around so that you can get a view of what it looks like from here. This is the main traffic circle. This is our roundabout coming into town. This isn't really part of town, so there's not like buildings built up around it, but this is the first turn in that you take. You'll see a lot of buses like the one that we just passed with different letters and numbers on them. Those are PMVs, or public motor vehicles. They can be the big buses, or some of the trucks will also be set up with benches in the back where they can ride. And then there's also a lot of buses, or not buses, vans around that you'll see. And those are all the PMVs, or public motor vehicles. It's the main form of transportation for a lot of people around here. So coming up now to our first turn, if you go straight, you can head over to a few different housing places and another missions organization that we work with. That's also the back way to get into some of the government offices. And if you turn left, you head into town. So on the right is the house sick, or hospital. It's one of the bigger hospitals in this part of the country. There's also some government offices there. The National Court of Justice, Madang, is to the right now. We're passing that. Coming up is another coaster bus, and on the left is one of the PMV vans that I was talking about earlier. Here's some of the people I was talking about earlier when I said I'd hope that it would be a really calm day. These are all people celebrating graduation or just getting out of church. There's a lot going on in town today. To the right is the Madang Lodge. That is where we go sometimes to have meals and hang out with friends. It's a good meetup place. They even serve coffee there, so that's kind of awesome. I love some of these bigger trees here. This is just crazy to me. And there's another one. Okay, to the left, I may have to come back and show you guys that. I don't know. It's the primary school. That's where they're having graduation right now. So there's a ton of people there. I don't know if I want to come back or not because it's really congested. So maybe pretend I didn't say that. If you turn left right here, you've got some of the shipping and construction and automotive stuff. That's more the industrial section. That's where we go to buy electrical stuff, wiring, solar panels, etc. To the right, all along this section, all the way out to the water, is primarily housing for different organizations, companies, or individuals. There's a lot of private housing there as well. We get all of our gas for our vehicles at this Puma station, which is pretty rad. B&BN Hardware on the right is one of my favorite hardware shops to go to. They've got all kinds of cool stuff, and you never know what you're going to find when you go in there. They are unfortunately closed for the weekend, so I don't think we'll be going in. There's a Madang slipway, which is the shipyard to the left. This is going to be bumpy. Oh, I missed it. We've got a beautiful lake with lily pads to the right, and Bridgestone tires, P&G LTD on the left. We're coming into the town proper at this point. So the Madang Commercial Center is over to the right. There's a bunch of tiny little shops in there. It's kind of like a mall, kind of not. The butcher, the Madang Butchery, and Anderson's Food Land, and the Kim Care Madang Pharmacy are all on the right, or excuse me, on the left. That's where we primarily get most of our food that we don't buy at the market. So to the left is the Air New Guinea office. That's the primary carrier for airplanes in the area. That's who we fly with whenever we're flying in and out of Madang. And this is kind of what I was hoping for. This is normally so full that you can't drive in here, and it's so busy. And because it's Saturday or Sunday afternoon, this is almost completely empty. So that's kind of nice. So this whole area is kind of just shops and stores. To the left, there's a big open field area where a lot of people wait for their PMVs. To the right is the Brian Bell Home Center. It's kind of like if you combine like a weird Best Buy, IKEA thing together, you would get that. I'm not going to be able to show you guys everything, but I want to show you the primary stuff. So I'm going to do a loop around town, and then we will swing out by the road that goes around the ocean. I figured I could have edited this so that it would have been a lot shorter video, but I also want you to see like actually what driving around town is like. To the right is the market. This is also normally so full of vehicles delivering food from different parts of the country that you can't even drive here. But today it's pretty open. I'm gonna circle around to the left. The MST supermarket also has a lot of really cool stuff. If you can't find it at Anderson's Foodland, you can probably get it at MST. So between those two, we've got everything we could need for food stuff. Now we're just coming back up with the market on our left this time. On on the right is where the fish market is. They like to keep the fish separated, both so that it's easy to get to from a boat, so you can bring in your freshly caught fish without any issues, and to keep the smell of fish away from the smell of produce. Both good smells, both not great mixed together. The police station is on the right. The Memorial Lutheran Church is up here, also on the right. We're going to turn right and go past it. If you can see out into the distance, you can just barely make out the base of Karkar Island, which is beautiful. I love to come and look at this after work or after church. Madang Resort is to the left. It is really beautiful back there. They've got a swimming pool. I usually don't go there because everything's expensive, but if you want to, you can. Up ahead you can see the Kalibobo Lighthouse, which is the Coast Watchers Memorial. I'll have a link down below for some information about the Coast Watchers and the role that they played in World War II. It's really an incredible thing to read about and learn about, and it's really cool to see a monument for it. If you look over to the left, you can see the top of the Finisterre mountain range, at least the first layer of that range. And I think I might pull over for a second and look at that, because that is beautiful. On a really clear day, you can see 2 or 3 layers deep and through the valleys into the mountains back there, and you can watch people fishing in dugout canoes in the bay. For those of you looking this up on the map, the Finisterres are directly in front of us, and we are in Astrolabe Bay. The Pacific Ocean is off to the left, and if you keep going further into the bay, you come into where the peninsula for the town of Madang kind of meets the coastline and the rest of the Finisterre range. So, over to the right there's a small golf course, which Madang is apparently really well known for. I don't play golf, and I'm pretty sure I would be horrible at it if I did, but it's there, and if you come here for tourism or just because you think it's a beautiful place and you happen to like golf, feel free to go. Clubhouse for the golf course, and also one of my favorite restaurants, is dead ahead. We'll drive by it on the left here in a second. It actually looks like they're having a golf tournament today. There's a lot of people out, so that's really cool. that was a Australian Air Force helicopter that just flew by at like 300 feet up. I don't know if that was caught in camera, but that was crazy cool. Well, I think that does it for the tour of town. I hope you guys enjoyed it, and thanks for riding along with me. It's been good to see everybody, and it's been really nice to be able to show you around where I live. Oh, this is a pothole.